It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. Today with Razor Fist.
They want to square that circle so airtight that there will be no contrary opinions whatsoever.
And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv. What's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig. Happy Monday to ya. Are you ready for a great week? I know you are. The energy's hot. We're excited. And of course, we have Blabs. Hello, Blabs. Great to see you.
I was just about to cough. I was about to mute myself. I was like, yeah. Anyway, hi, chat. Happy Monday.
It's good stuff, man. Great. It is Razor Monday.
Oh, well, okay. You gotta wait for him to pop on.
Do I? Pop on, Razor.
And I'm back from my deathbed.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I woke up feeling rather crap on Monday, so I went down to the local Walgreens, got myself triple, quadruple, quintuple vaxxed,
Good.
just to ward off the beer bug. I don't know what people are even talking about. I feel perfectly...
Oh no! Breaking
Why
news!
does he sound like a squealing pig?
Oh no!
We're good. We're good. It's like...
Hey. Comedy! Let's go.
Waka, waka, waka!
Oh man, breaking news. Razor dies in the first 90 seconds of the Side Scrollers.
They finally did it. They got
Sounds
it.
like a lot of paperwork for us. Under our supervision. Whoops.
I know. What happened? No, he wasn't feeling very good, and he just went and got all the injections.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, man, look, we had a great show today. Guys, thanks so much for popping in. Appreciate everybody joining us. It is Monday, which means it is the start of the week. We are live over at rumble.com/sidescrollers in addition to YouTube. So do us a favor, hit the follow button over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. We are closing on 5,000 followers, which is great. We also have a Twitter account at SideScroller. I'm sorry, an X account. I need to change our run sheet just to say X. So now it's done. That's right, man. Let them know. Did you prefer the this suck it or the X cross?
Oh, the X. The X any day of the week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Labs, did you have a preference as far as the suck it hand movement?
To be honest, I've never had that done to me. We're like, yeah, suck it.
We got to get her into some 90s wrestling.
I know. Do you have any idea who D-Generation X is?
I knew who DMX is.
Oh, God damn. Oh, God.
I know DMX only by his local heroin addict reputation.
Oh, Lord, I love it.
X gonna give it to you.
That's right, Labs. And it depends. Will he be this way or this way? That's the problem. We don't know.
You gotta do like the hip thrust with it too. So I think it's this way.
Chat. Hey, Blabs, pull it up in the chat. Do you prefer this way or this way? And put it for the poll.
How am I supposed to do a poll? We're like this way or that way.
V.
And you know what it points to?
X.
You know what it points to?
Okay, if you write down V, it's gonna think something else, right?
No.
Do you prefer V?
Intro, please mark that. That'd be great.
Not again.
Yep, mark it up.
Did you see my email I sent you? I gave you the Step on Me Daddy clip.
Yes, I did see the Step on Me Daddy clip.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you very much. Appreciate it.
No. I think Craig prefers dick.
That's right.
I help.
Dick.
That's right. Good Lord.
That's my favorite thing.
We also Dick is
like the Walker Texas Ranger lever on Conan O'Brien.
That's right.
Use that shit.
We got a few of them actually. We had a few new drops. Would you like to see what the new drops are? We have we have this one, which is great.
An attractive woman's panties.
Nope, don't have that one, but we'll definitely add it. We have this one, which we have an emote to match.
Nerd!
We got the nerd, which we have the original one is. We have the one that Extra Zero put together, and then we also have Elon as well.
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
And then now we also have this one. If ever Bob ever comes on.
Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
There you go. So
It's
yeah.
anytime we talk about Disney.
Okay, there you go.
You just start off going, "Hey, Bob."
Good.
Disney
So look,
segment.
we're always adding to the show, which is great.
We need the Iron Sheik. Fuck! That's what we need.
Blabs, find it. The Iron Cheek. Fuck.
Cheek or chic?
Chic.
Iron Sheik, yeah.
Okay.
Fucking bullshit!
Dude, that's so good, man.
Fucking bullshit.
Right,
Okay.
My favorite thing about Iron Sheik is, he's this Iranian guy. He used to be the bodyguard for the Shah of Iran before he was WWF champion. And he would be doing an interview with Mean Gene Okerlund. And he'd be like, "Thank you, the Gene Mean. Thank you. You're intelligent Jew."
It's like
That's genius.
Could you imagine
I know.
him coming out and saying that today, or just
I
anybody
don't
like?
even know how he did it.
Can you imagine Roman Reigns coming down to the ring saying
Right?
that to somebody? Thanks, you intelligent Jew, or whatever. It's like, or Stone Cold coming down. What? Anyways, look,
Yes.
we also do us a favor. If you guys are watching over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We're currently sitting at 58,108. Our goal, 60,000 by the end of the year. We will not be able to hit it without your help. So if you're looking for a place for common sense in this insane world, you found it. Do us another favor and scroll your little mouse, just your tiny little mouse or your finger over to the thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button as our goal is 300 likes every single episode. And Razor, we have a regular goal on the show for 20 memberships. And on Wednesday, Razor, we had 310 memberships on the channel. It was quite impressive. I don't know if we're going to pass that today, but I certainly would love to get to 20, which would be great. So, yes. Also, coming up a little bit later on, I will be live over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel. I'm a little indecisive as to what I'm going to play, but I'm considering
Boyfriend Dungeon.
I'm considering Boyfriend Dungeon or Lego Fortnite, which apparently is a brand new thing. I figured, why not?
Pigeon Simulator.
It's not out yet, Blabs.
What about the goat one?
Blabs, that's very much yours.
I give you permission. Go ahead and play it. I'd rather you play Goat Simulator than Fortnite, okay? I'm just saying.
I agree.
Don't do it. Don't do it because it's trendy right now. Don't sell your soul to Fortnite. That's a Jeremy thing. Don't do it.
I'm not going to sell anything. As a matter of fact, I'm literally not going to pay anything to play it. It's free.
The skins are free?
I'm not paying for skins.
Well, how are you going to play Lego?
No. I think it's just a separate game.
I thought there were skins in the game.
Oh, okay. Well, then okay. Then see, I don't even know enough about it. That's the thing.
Don't do it.
Hey, Razor.
You're a Razor. Look at him. He's like, no, I'm enjoying this. Mom and Dad are fighting.
Right?
Razor, are you excited for the Game Awards coming up on Thursday?
Oh yeah, I can't get too enough of them. I don't because I can't just log on to YouTube and watch video game trailers. I got to see them stacked ass over tea kettle, and then punctuated by cringy acceptance speeches. Yeah, absolutely. So I want to watch a dude in a blue fox fursuit fucking get up on.
There's been a couple notes quick hits leading up to the Game Awards, which the reason I ask is I'm going to do a live Game Awards reaction show Thursday night. So if you guys want to watch the Game Awards with me, we can do that. That'll be Thursday afternoon at 6:30 Central Time. But there have been a couple things that I've kind of chuckled at leading up to the Game Awards run up. Number one was Jeff Keighley said there's going to be more security for him because of stage.
Because of Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
because of Bill by Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Right. So there's that, and and they're going to drop the world premiere thing because every time they would have an intro or a trailer, it'd go world premiere.
Right.
And Keighley said something to the effect of, "What really is a world premiere?" Which I think is a really dumb question because everybody knows what a world premiere is, right? It's when you
Right.
show something for the first time. But
what even is a game award? What even is a Jeff Keighley, for Christ's sake?
the guy drives a Prius.
Yeah, right. I don't know what's going to happen to the Game Awards, but I'm sure he'll somehow work a live sex act with Hideo Kojima into it.
Man, how much would you pay if when Hideo Kojima walks up on stage, he just started making out with Jeff Keighley? Like if they looked at each other.
I don't think I have to pay a dime. I think it'll just happen. I think it's just going that way.
Oh my gosh.
Play a little, grab a boombox, play a little Peter Gabriel. They'll go at it.
Just out of nowhere, they just start going at each other. Like Jeff starts taking off Hideo Kojima's pants. It's just
getting a little vivid over there, Craig. You thought about this a bit?
I was reading the chat. Yeah, the chat got me thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, there's always things to talk about. If there's one thing that Jeff Keighley's thinking about with Hideo Kojima, it's
dick.
That's right. There you go. It works in so many ways.
It does.
Let's not overkill that.
Thanks, Obama.
Right.
All right. So, look, we got a lot going on today. We're going to be getting into the GTA 6 rumors that are coming, or at least some of the announcements. PlayStation just being, I don't know, man, making you question everything as far as what is happening in society and the world, how you will own nothing and be happy about it. We have an amazing, stunning and brave update from Doctor Who, which is great. And there's actually a new Contra trailer, which I think I'm going to react to that over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel a little bit later as well, because that is out and I'm excited to see what's going on. We also have a wonderful new update to Baldur's Gate. Did you see Baldur's Gate at all, Razor? Are you a Baldur's Gate guy?
I know they've been regularly updating it. What's this one gonna be? What are you gonna have, like a groundhog orgy, fucking boll weevils?
No, it's in the title. Balls.
It's literally balls. Yeah, there's a balls update. Yes.
Oh right, jiggle physics on the testes. Yeah.
Wiggle.
You're gonna be able to work those things like a speed bag. Great, fantastic.
Which is great.
All right.
So, anyways, well, I don't really think we need to talk about that anymore. And we have a tiny little update on the Completionist charity saga, which is happening, ongoing, and we'll see kind of what happens with that, as there was another video released for that. So we got a lot going on today, and I'm very, very excited to let you know that right off the bat, Melodic Method has come in with 10 gifted memberships to the channel. Let's effing go, Melodic Method. Really appreciate that. Blabs, do we have any music for Melodic Method?
I was wondering, how do you feel about doing the customer service music? The one's always on the phone that you hear?
How about What is Love? Come on.
But we'll get distracted by it. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll get hit with that faster than... No, stop it. Stop that nonsense. No.
Oh my God.
Get that music out of here. Get it. Yeah, stop that shit. It's ridiculous. Melodic Method, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. That puts us at 10 for the day, which is outstanding. Thank you guys very much for a great start to the show. Miku says, correction, Styx dies in the first 90 seconds. Sorry, that's right. After the heart attack that Razor had. Xander says Neo Geo 4-bar buttons and 2 joysticks. Yeah, good old Neo Geo, man. Great callback right there to Nathan's video. Matthew says, what did Razor know that would lead to the arrest and conviction of Hillary Clinton? they almost got him.
I just want to let everyone know I don't do any jogging or workouts near open elevator shafts. So
just
not part of my daily routine.
Hey, speaking of workouts, man, I had my first workout as far as my the next 90. I got my 90-day plan. Did my first workout this morning. It was hard as shit. I forgot how hard it is to work out. On the
Turns out
basis.
Physical motion is a bit of effort.
I know, it's crazy. I had to wake up at 6 o'clock this morning, and I don't know the last time I woke up at 6 o'clock, because I wanted to. And it was tough, man.
People shouldn't be up that early. I don't even know. You walk around and you walk around that early. Like if you live in a big city and you're walking around on the street, everyone looks like all they had for breakfast was a cigarette and a piss. You know what I mean? Like nobody's happy, and you're not happy either.
And you eat more because you up longer hours, and so you get fat. It sucks.
Unless you work out.
People don't wake up. Stay asleep.
Stay sleeping, so your fat just stays on you. So you're like your hibernation fuel.
No. if you're up less,
Craig, you do one sit up a day, right? You get up in the morning, that's half. You lay down at night, that's the other half.
There you go.
I plank for a minute every day.
Good for you, Blaz. Make it 2.
Thank you. Fine.
Make it 5.
I'll do 5 minutes. I'm jealous of people who do 5 minutes. By the end of 1 minute, I'm like,
wait, how long have you been doing 1 minute of planks?
Ages. It burns, man. I'm like, ugh.
And you're still struggling with 1 minute? You should be.
I could go longer than that. It just struggles. It's a struggle bus.
That's the idea. It's supposed. Physical exertion is supposed to push you.
Oh, thanks, Craig. I had no idea.
Take it from me on my one workout today, which is great.
We're getting like an all in the family. Yeah, we're getting like an all in the family edition over here. We're gonna have kind of an Archie Bunker thing going on.
Craig is like, I'm something of a physical expert myself.
I am pretty good at that for sure. Vinyl Morpheus says, Razor, any chance you stream Blood West tomorrow? Immersive stealth game with your boy Steven Russell as the gunslinger. Also, how goes Ghost of the Badlands progress? I need my Western fix, brother.
Well, actually, it's funny you mention it. We've got a little proof copy.
Ooh.
Here's some pages here.
Wow.
These are previews, though. It's not done yet. The inks aren't, but I got my little preview copy of whatever, like over 60% of the book. So, looking like February probably is when it's going to drop.
Coming along. Love to see.
Like I said, this winter.
Great stuff. Drive-by commenter says, morning, gang. Hello, Razor. Considering your recent observations on superhero oversaturation and Scorsese's on cinema, could this fatigue have a residual effect on the rest of blockbuster hero action?
I think you could have a positive one. If you look at how, dude, I don't think now Top Gun Maverick was a good movie, but I think people really hit it up because they were starving for it too. Because they were just, hey, oh my God, it's an action movie. It's fun. And it's not superheroes. Holy shit. Let's go see this thing. Right. Like there was definitely some of that with Top Gun Maverick. So I think it'll actually help other action movies, to be honest, if anything.
I agree. I think that what we've seen from Disney over the last little bit, I think I want to say that there's got to be pressure on them to perform. Right, it's from a superhero fatigue, from a Marvel fatigue, from the whole thing. You like to think that they look at their bottom line, they look at the failures of what they put out and be like, we got to change. And they're saying the right things. Well, we're going to focus on quality over quantity, blah 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 blah. But at the same time, do you really ever? I guess actions speak louder than words at this point.
No, and Bob Iger, I mean, talk about too little too late. He's kind of slamming the door after the horse has already left the stable, sort of. That's kind of what's happening here. It's damage. Right. It's belated damage control.
Oh, show.
Hey, Bob. If you're in the audience.
There you go. Mr. Greg Gregor says, hail to y'all, the intoxicating blabs, the impeccable, indefinite razor fist, imitate, what was that?
Inimitable.
Inimitable. Yes, exactly. Can't wait to be on stream again with y'all. Listen, using big words like that, Grant Gregory, that's a big no, sir. I don't even understand them words. What are you talking about? Grant, great to see you. By the way, I got something for you. DM me, which is great. Extra Zero says, pro tip for the Game Awards, wait 15 minutes for it to end. Watch the trailers that matter. Avoid the Dorito Pope filleting Japan's wannabe movie director. Thanks, Extra Zero. Appreciate that.
He'll be on the show tomorrow.
Who's that?
Extra Zero, not the Doritos.
I was going to say the
Dorito Pope. Yeah.
Dorito Pope. Let's go.
You have to have met Jeff Keighley at some point, right?
Yes. Jeff and I have never really gotten along.
No, but he seems like such a great guy.
Listen, I will say this. I admire Jeff Keighley's gumption and his passion for the video game industry. And
That's awesome. I don't.
I think that he very much. I think Jeff is the most vanilla guy you've ever met, in that he will do anything he can not to piss anybody off. And if you poke at him, if you make fun of him, you're on the list. And back in the old Screw Attack days, we used to do this E3 overtime. It was like a E3 fake preview, and it was meant to be like those roundtable shows back on, you know.
I remember that.
And I would always be Jeff Keighley, and I would try to be the most boring person in the world. Like, he's like the Carson Daly of the video game world, right? And the idea was like, he was the average man who tried to be bigger than he actually was. So he drove a Prius and you know, pretty generic car or whatever. And I don't know. It was so that got back to Jeff, and we did that like 5 consecutive years, and he was not having it. He was not having it at all. He did not like what we were throwing down, or specifically me. So you know.
Excellent. I'm in the right place. Fantastic.
Yes,
I've been shitting on that guy so long. He ought to be paying me.
You could pay extra for that, right?
Right. And throw in a glass coffee table for good measure.
All right, we got a lot of super chats. We'll get to them in a little bit because we have, and thank you guys very much. Beyond generous. We'll get to those in just a little bit towards the tail end of the show. Feel free to keep them coming, and we'll definitely get to them. So with that said, let's get into all the news that everybody cares about. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News.
Hard News.
All right, let's head over to Twitter for our first news. I'm sorry, X, for our first news story of the day. I don't know if you guys saw the announcement of the trailer, and like that's where we're at now. We're announcing trailers ahead of time. The idea that, hey, this trailer's coming. So Rockstar put out the tweet saying, hey, here we are. Oh, there we are. And they put this out, and this got passed around a quadrillion times. This was over on over on the main Rockstar X handle. And it was very popular, so much so that immediately after it dropped, other gaming brands hopped on board. You saw Warzone release their version of it, which was great. You also saw Fall Guys release their version of it. And of course, you saw Halo Infinite as well.
Wow.
So we decided to hop on as well, and I spent about 45 minutes making ours as well. So
there we are.
Took way too long, and I got to be honest, kind of proud of it. Thanks, Canva, for making it easier. You notice the wonderful placement of the. I literally just took that microphone and put it over the place of the palm trees there. So I felt pretty good about this. You know, I also used AI to generate this background. So who's to say AI isn't a bad thing? Razor, are you excited for Grand Theft Auto, at least the announcement of it? I think the trailer drops tomorrow.
You know, I'm weird. I've never been the biggest GTA guy. I'm way more of a Red Dead fan. I'm kind of like a wake me up when Red Dead 3 is out kind of person. I've just never gotten them. I'll play them, and I'll usually not hate them. I don't want to say I'm not shitting on the series. It's just never been my bailiwick, as it were.
What is it for you that is different about Red Dead versus GTA outside of the setting? Because they're more or less the same thing, right?
No, I think Red Dead has a little more RPG in it. Although they have been adding more RPG stuff to GTA in recent years. But like GTA 4 was pretty much just an open world action game. There wasn't a lot of RPG in that. San Andreas had quite a bit of kind of RPG stuff and, whatever. But like, for the most part, it's more of an action series. I don't know. It's just never the whole. Can we tell the dark side of the American dream story about 5 trillion more fucking times, please? Like, that's every GTA.
Right.
Every single GTA game is that. I would love for a GTA game to be told from the other side of the aisle. What if we got to be the cop hunting down the gangsters?
Right. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Let's invert it, for Christ's sake. Do we have to tell the gangster with a heart of gold who wants to turn his life around but won't, and will probably die a plot device related demise at the end story, right? Like, do we have to tell that over and over and over again? I don't know.
Could you imagine this is such a state on society. Could you imagine a blowback if you were to make just a game instead of GTA, it was called LAPD. Yeah. And that was the whole intention of, was to go around and more like, I mean, you could argue that game's been made a million times from like the old school side scrollers, or like maybe Judge Dredd or something like that. I don't know.
Or even like I was a big fan of Sleeping Dogs.
There you go. Yeah.
Which was supposed to be part of the True Crime series. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And True Crime's one that's kind of like that, which I like. I like True Crime, and I loved Sleeping Dogs. That game's really, really underrated. But I would like to see what GTA would do with that, right? What they would do with kind of their formula, but then from the opposite side. Maybe a cop who finds himself kind of lapsing over to the other side and then comes back, or, whatever. Like you could do a lot with that. Just change up the formula is all I'm saying. It's kind of the same thing. You kind of have different permutations of the same story every time.
Right. And could you imagine if you were a police officer and you had to deal with like levels of corruption inside the department? Like, don't shy away from that stuff. Actually.
Or what if throw the gangster cop dynamic out the window? Do Death Wish. You're a vigilante guy on the run from the law. And you're warring with gangsters, but you're also warring with the law. You're the Charles Bronson in this story. How badass I would play that. I would play it until my disk drive, it disintegrated the disk, literally.
Apparently I need to play Sleeping Dogs. Apparently that's the game I need to go and play. Yeah.
Oh, it's an excellent game. I reviewed it a while back. Highly, highly recommended.
Man, that'd be such an interesting thing. Well, anyways, the trailer's going to be dropped tomorrow. And for those of you who say, you guys don't talk enough video games on the channel, listen, you're going to get a lot of video games over the next week. Somebody made a comment about that this week. Like, you guys don't talk about video games. It's like, you do a daily show. And number one, if we talk about video games every day, it'd be really fucking boring, right? Number two, there's not enough gaming news released that's important enough to talk about,
because there's not enough games released anymore, bro. Like, you compare how many games were released in the year 2006 to how many are released in 2023 on an annual basis. We're talking AAA games, big games.
Right.
Is it even like 1/10? It's the amount of releases every year has drastically shrunk down. There's more middle market stuff on Steam and GOG and all that stuff. But the AAA releases have way, way, way slowed down. You almost couldn't just talk gaming news every single episode.
No, it'd be horrible. It'd be the most boring show. Like I said, there's a million shows out there that can talk about, the DLC of whatever indie game you want to talk about. Go find those shows. Go find those. If that's what you want, you're not going to find it here. But as L-Dub says, you guys talk games when it matters. That's right. That's right. When it matters. We talk about the important stuff inside the video game industry. All right.
And e-thoughts.
And listen, can I just throw this out there real quick? I saw this over the weekend, and this may piss off some people, but I really don't care. This is the changing of language. I saw somebody use the phrase sex worker this weekend.
Oh.
And when I see that phrase, you know what I think? Whore. That's what I think.
I don't think that's... Yeah. That's like right up there with calling her a dick engineer. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good one.
more of a schmonz supervisor, actually. I don't know what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, maybe I'm just a little old school in that aspect, but you know what? Or we just call it like it is, But I do like dick engineer. Maybe we'll start penile engineer. There it is right there.
It's like that old presidential candidate, Dick Army.
Dick Army.
Best name ever, dude. I assume his running mate was Penis Navy.
All right, let's move on to our next story here. Saw this tweet the other day, and this was amazing. This is from Films at Home over on X, and he says, this is why physical media matters. Apparently, play does have its limit. This is from the PlayStation Store. saying, "Dear PlayStation customer, as of December 31st, due to our content licensing arrangements with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and the content will be removed from your video library. Click here to see a full list of attached titles that will no longer be supported. We sincerely thank you for your continued support." So that's from the PlayStation Store. So even though you bought it, do you really actually own it? I can literally feel dude right now over on Rumble typing, "This is why I only have physical items." I can just feel it coming right now.
Yeah.
But yes, this was a pretty big story over the weekend. Obviously, let's open it up broader. Razer, we've talked about this multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
This is more of a licensing issue than a Sony saying, "Hey, you can't have this anymore." But it
the
still
issue
goes
is platform. It's appropriate. It's called a cloud because it has no fucking substance, right? Like if you stood on it, you would fall the fuck through it. You don't own anything that's in a fucking cloud that you downloaded from a cloud. You absolutely don't. These are glorified rentals. Let's call them what they are. These are glorified rentals. You buy a game off Steam, it's a rental. If they want to take that down, they can do it. If they want to ban your account, you lose all those games. Right? Like this has happened. This happens on Microsoft Xbox Live. Sorry, I wanted to call it Microsoft Network. It happens on Xbox Live. It happens on PSN. It's absolutely happened before. I do feel like we're headed toward, though, a situation where someone really, really prominent gets screwed over by this, and then it's going to be as much of a shit stink as some people have raised. I feel like we're going to have our kind of "this is Sparta" moment, like down the road with this. It's kind of unavoidable. I've been bugling the call for this for years, though.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because this is from Jared Shapiro at Get Fit with Jared. Good, over on X. He says, "This is one of those rare times when government regulation should step in. If licenses are allowed to expire for quote unquote purchases of digital content, then the seller should be required to provide a full refund or credit of the original cost paid." And I think there's a lot to this statement. He goes in a little bit deeper here, but the idea of receiving some sort of credit after you've quote unquote bought something and it just goes away. There absolutely should be action here. 100%.
And you probably, if you sued them, you could. I would imagine it's probably actionable. But the thing is, they probably have terms of service in place. So even a regulation wouldn't really forestall that. So
Right.
that's kind of the issue. You'd sort of be making one of those kind of like when they banned loot boxes in Belgium, like nothing came of that. Absolutely nothing came of it. It's just pointless. It got a bunch of politicians paid. So that's kind of the issue, really, is they probably have a bunch of terms and services and terms of service, fine print in there that says, hey, by the way, this is a fucking rental. You don't really
right.
know that.
Now, I think the big issue with me is why would you say buy if you don't actually own it? And for me, it's the terminology of if you want to call it what's that?
To trick customers. That's
right.
all. They want your money.
Yep.
And if you were to call it maybe a long-term rental or something instead of a purchase, or
Right.
I think that makes way more sense for sure. But there's a list on the PlayStation website of all the different items, all the different digital items, the things that you could have bought. And I'm going to scroll through this very fast. This is going to be a very fast scroll, but it starts with A. And if I just do a big long scroll, look at all the different things that you could potentially buy, that if you bought this, it's all gone. Look at the tab on the right-hand side. Look at this. This is a ton of stuff. Everything from Dr. Pimple Popper all the way to Whale Wars. So
We have Mythbusters too.
Yeah, I saw Mythbusters in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 19 Kids and Counting. So if you have the entire 5th season of 19 Kids and Counting, no longer will you have it after the 31st. So
Drat, foiled
Yeah,
again.
just crazy, man, that they can just take it away. And we've talked about the move from physical to digital. And I've talked many times in the past about how I owned a video game store for a couple of years. And this move has taken longer than I expected, but I saw this move happening many years ago. You know, specifically during the 360 when digital games really became more prevalent.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I got out of the video game store. I probably got out of it early, a little too early, but I'd rather get out of it early before it's too late, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I got out of it.
Well, look at the absolute state of GameStop. I don't even give them another 5 years. You know what I mean? Like they're toast. So
yeah, it's amazing to see how these companies and how these outlets, specifically the small shops, the mom and pops, how they're going to try to survive through this. Because the reality is, it goes back to when you're selling a digital item, you're selling nothing. You're selling data, right? The only way these mom and pop stores survive is through used game sales, because they come in, they buy it for 10, they sell it for 40, right? And that's where your profit margin is, because selling new games is a joke. You make $5 and you got to have an inventory of 10 of them. So you got to sell, 10 you got to sell them all just to make any money. It's an absolute joke. So
it was one thing when GameStop had that really broad business model where it was like, yeah, we sell pre-orders and stuff, but we've also got, hey, there's a wall of Nintendo 64 games for $1.50 a piece. You know what I mean? And you could walk out with an armload, and those things were really what's drawing you to the store. But then while you're there, hey, look at that new thing that's coming out. I might pick that up. That was a very, very potent business model, and they pretty much abandoned that after like 2006 or so, right? And sort of paved the way to the absolute murderous decline they're currently suffering.
Yes. So Blabs, you put this out here. I don't know. This is from Warhammer Dave over on X. Says this isn't Sony's call. It's WBD, a Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yes.
Which yes. PlayStation gamers should be tweeting at the FTC about Warner Brothers Discovery doing this, and tweeting at Warner Brothers Discovery to keep the movies they paid for.
Well, they should definitely raise their voices.
No, because licenses are going to get pulled. That's not your issue. Licensing laws are not going to change. Someone who gives a license to somebody and then it expires, that's legal. They take that back.
Correct.
The issue is the platform. The issue is the lack of ownership. and this is a problem for more than just Sony. It's been a documented problem with Xbox Live, as I said, and Steam, and really the only platform this is not a problem with, and I don't know how much longer this is going to be the case, honestly, is GOG, because you actually get a copy that you can burn to a disc. It is yours. You're not just licensing it or borrowing it.
Yes. Which you clearly would not get, and you have not got on your PlayStation or anything like that. I think that's actually a really, really valuable point. The idea that you can download a copy and have it for your collection because you technically have bought it, but it's a messy situation, and it's not going to get any better, because you're right. Licensing does expire all the time, constantly. That's why you see shows on Netflix come and go. There's windows of time where you can watch these certain things. So that's exactly what happened here. But I think once you make that purchase, that's, once again, it goes back to me. Don't say buy it if you're not actually buying it.
Yeah.
So it's like when you buy a house, you're not really buying it. You're just
I think by virtue of that alone, you could possibly have like a false advertising suit or something. If they're calling it buying, that's not really buying. And I think you could prove it's not buying in a court of law pretty easily.
I think that maybe they say purchase instead of own, which, there's gray there.
Yeah, maybe. You might have a point there, actually.
Yeah, which got to get on the legalese hat, because that happens consistently all the time. So, Jason says, the more reason to pirate everything now. Right? Oh, man.
Just what the PS5 needs. Less things.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Melodic Method says, you're definitely buying a house. It's your name on the deed. That is true, but you own it in 30 years. Which is just a rent to own, more or less.
And then you pay property taxes on the thing that you own.
Dude. The property taxes, the dumbest shit in the world. Good Lord. Oh my God, whatever. All right. Let's move on to our next story. All right. Doctor Who. We saw all the stuff that was put in Doctor Who, the first episode of their latest special. And it continued as they released their second episode. There's a lot of identity politics and all sorts of fun things that were tossed into it because, hey, if we could, what's the old put a chick in it and make her gay thing from South Park,
Mm-hmm.
And it was revealed that now Doctor Who apparently likes dudes. And, it is what it is. Here we go. This is the scene. And pay attention to the verbiage here as it goes along. Apparently, they just went and they saw, right before this, they went and saw Isaac Newton, which we're going to get into that in just a second as well. So here's the clip from Doctor Who.
Was it me, or was Isaac Newton hot?
He was, wasn't he? He was so hot. Oh. Is that who I am now?
Well, it was never that far from the surface, mate. I always thought.
So just him saying like, oh, is that who I am now? Oh, yes, Blabs, go, look at you.
I'm so mad. Okay, first of all, this is my favorite Doctor. Tennant is my favorite. And he was never fucking gay. Ever. He was obsessed with Rose. He loved Rose so much so that when he got an accidental human version of himself, he sent that human version off with Rose to live happily ever after. Then he's all heartbroken and he ends up with Donna and he's like, oh, hey, how you doing? Let's be friends. And she's like a companion and everything, right? Good friends. Then, Martha shows up too and Martha likes Ten, but Ten doesn't like her. And he just loves Rose. And he literally loves Rose for the entire time. But no, all of a sudden, oh, I'm gay now. I like dick now. It's like, where? And then Donna, who was all like, BFFs, she's like, oh, you were always gay, darling. Where?
While running a red light and speeding!
It just drives me nuts. Like, hello? Where? Yeah. Where? What writing? RTD? Suck a dick, RTD. Oh, wait, you already do that. Never mind. Anyway, it's fine.
There's the meme of Doctor Who of him standing in the rain, right? Of him kind of looking, and I think I don't know the whole situation. I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan, but there's the meme of him standing in the rain. That you see.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah. He's all upset, and he's like, "That was me. I was having a great day yesterday. I click on Ryan Kinnell's stream, and all of a sudden he's talking about how Doctor Who is gay. All of a sudden, and I'm like, what? Because like I wasn't in the internet world yesterday. I was ignoring it all, and then I see this. I see Sir Isaac Newton and everything. I'm like, for fuck's sakes. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for ruining my night.
Good, Razor.
Hey, at least he's a doctor. He can prescribe himself AIDS medication. It's
oh boy. Look, I said this a million times. I could care less about your sexuality. I think that's how the vast majority of people feel. Right? You want to be gay? You're gay. You're gay. Great, be gay. But the idea of him saying, "Oh, is that who I am now?" Like. Is that how I've been written now? It's amazing to kind of see, and the screenshot here, the pure bewilderment on his face of like, oh, right. Well, I guess that's what it is. That's amazing to me. Just amazing to me that they had the, for lack of a better word, balls to put it in there, man. And
I could have told you that just from the 2 sizes too small vest there. What the fuck is that? Well, Robin Thicke.
Go Robin Thicke. There you go. Man, it's amazing. And did they just retcon like his entire? You said he got married, right? Did he get married, Blabs? Is that the whole?
I mean, technically speaking, he married River Song. So yeah. Hey, technically speaking, he does have a wife. But apparently, somebody in chat said that it was a new reincarnation of the Doctor, just with Tennant's face. Which, I mean, that means he's a different Doctor, but still, he has this entire history of 12 doctors being straight. So, okay.
We've got a body double bullshit. Now.
Could you understand how confusing that would be? To just the average viewer who let's say
how symbolic is it though? You're literally wearing the face of the franchise. You've got your ideas and your proselytism, and it's literally wearing an established franchise's face. There's something. It's like pottery. It rhymes.
It's infuriating. I know how it feels like now because like Harry Potter hasn't really been touched by a lot of this woke bullshit, and you see Star Wars and Marvel and Doctor Who, and I'm like,
Well,
Well,
apparently,
I got a rant coming up this week about this franchise right here.
Oh, I thought you were just stroking your boobs there. For
They're
a second.
trying to do
That's all right. You
with
do
my
you, boo.
sternum. About this franchise, BattleTech. They've been trying to make inroads in that franchise, and not very successfully. But still, I'm gonna have a rant a little bit later this week about that.
Okay. Well, apparently the ratings for these newest things
they're
are
shit.
they're not performing very well, which you would think given all the bringing back the old doctor, I guess the old doctor to be a new doctor, whatever. But once again, it goes back to if I was watching, I'm just thinking if I was watching WWE in 2013 and The Undertaker was there.
You lost me at watching WWE in 2013.
Okay. If I was watching WWE in 2013 and then The Undertaker was there, right?
Right.
And then 10 years later, he comes back and The Undertaker's there, except he looks, and by the way, The Undertaker looks the exact same the entire time, except all of a sudden he's gay. That'd be very weird to me, right? Considering in the past that The Undertaker tried to marry Stephanie McMahon, right? And put her up on a cross and also.
Yeah, if he was gay, he had a feud with Goldust. He could have made that happen.
Just saying, this whole thing is it's amazing to see. Kind of the gaslighting is the craziest thing about it. Is the people like, yeah, he's and the other character's like, well, it's always been there. It's always been there.
Yep.
Right.
That just infuriates me because then the previous episode, she was like, you know nothing. And now she's just further saying it like, oh, I've always known. It's always been there that you've been gay, darling. Like, where?
They did that with
source material.
You know what else they did that with? X-Men, Iceman. Remember that?
I'm not an X-Men fan, so.
Well, in a relatively recent X-Men comic, there was a scene where Jean Grey is probing Iceman's mind.
Okay, that probing, gotcha.
Oh, hey, by the way, you're gay. Like, uncovers the revelation that he's gay. He's had girlfriends. I think he had a wife or a fiance at one point. For like decades upon decades, this dude was not just straight, but like kind of a gash hound a little bit. And I assume because they watched that episode of Family Guy with the gay joke, maybe? Like that literally seems what motivated it. Utterly absurd, but it's the same exact idea because she actually says the words something to the effect of, oh, come on. We've always known this. Like, you've always been like, blow me for 7 decades, not so much.
That's amazing. Like, you didn't know, but we knew, right? Like, how condescending is that too? It's like,
yup.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's just amazing. Amazing. All right. Oh, and speaking of, they met Isaac Newton in the episode, which they're referencing there. He sure was attractive, wasn't he? He was hot. He was a hot guy. And
come again.
Well, I'm sorry. Yes, Blabs? Did you want to?
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I'm giving you foreshadowing of who the actors is for Sir Isaac Newton. So
Sir Isaac Newton, this is a painting of him from a long, long time ago. There he is right there.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty European and pretty white. Just going to throw it out there. And this was him in the show, which apparently...
He's about to smoke him peace apple? What the fuck?
Blabs, you said this was an Indian?
Yeah,
correct?
Apparently he's ethnic. Or they say he's Indian or like half Indian or something like that.
Okay. All right.
Dot or raw?
Dot?
No. What?
Lord. So anyways.
Jiminy Christmas.
Just changing up history for you.
Anyway.
And to answer Chat's question, I don't think he's hot, so I think Donna and Ten are just full of shit.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all subjective, Labs. It's all subjective.
True, but no, he's not hot.
Well, would he be? Here you go, Blabs. Would he be hot if he looked like this?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Sir Isaac Newton wasn't fugly. What can you say? Poor guy. He was really smart. That's all that matters.
I don't know. He kind of looks like Christopher Lee in a wig.
No.
Right?
And Gandalf Graham rides to Isengard.
I think it's a great point to move on to the next story, which we were going to talk about briefly. But Baldur's Gate 3 has added jiggly physics for your dick.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually think this is really funny. I think this,
So where are the
they have
balls
some.
at, though? Show them.
Well, I can't. We kicked off YouTube for showing the balls, right? You know that.
Rumble exclusive. Reacting to Baldur's Gate balls.
Right.
I did try to find some on YouTube, and it didn't work out very well. I also tried to find them on Twitter, and that worked out even worse. But I will say this. I think it's funny because when you have a game like, I think of like DOA beach volleyball. Do you remember that game, Razor, from back in the day? Dead or Alive beach volleyball?
I remember it. I never played it, but yeah.
Okay. That was a game that when you talk about jiggly physics, man, that was like the whole selling point of that game.
Yeah,
was the
yeah. I
ridiculous
do remember
jiggly.
the ads on TV were like all about bounteous bosoms just jiggling and jaggling all over the place.
Speaking of bounty and bosoms, we have some
There was
other topic later on to discuss about that. I put it in the document,
good.
Craig.
Can't wait for that.
Is it about mine? Is it...
Okay, sounds good. Thank
They're
you.
not. They're not Razor Fist. No, they're not.
No.
But like I said, I have no problem with adding dick physics if you're gonna have a game that is built around and games that have bouncy boobs and have the ability, like why not? Hey, this is fine. There's all sorts of jiggle here. Put the jiggle everywhere. I think that's funny. I think it's great, and honestly, kind of harkens back to the mid 2000s, which I have no problem with. So,
what I don't get
jiggling?
is they're not in the game for any reason. Like that,
right?
What gameplay reason do you need your meat and two veg flopping in the breeze? Like what? I never understood that. And there's love scenes in the game, I guess, but they're like Cinemax after 1 a.m. love scenes. Like you're not, you know what I mean? Your crank is not brought into play, folks. It's an inactive participant. So I don't get it.
I would say apparently you can be naked in it, right? And
Yeah.
I think the best use would just be busting out the old helicopter, getting
right,
or just wagging back and forth, just going
pulling a Ric Flair. Yeah,
that's a deep cut right there.
Oh yes.
Didn't he say he did that on the plane or something? He would get on an airplane and do the helicopter.
Yes, he did. Apparently, he is hung like a mastodon.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Good for Ric Flair. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, Blabs, you're pretty sheltered. Have you ever been exposed to somebody doing that?
Did you just ask if she's ever been flashed?
Well, yeah. I think this is an important question. Is it not?
I don't want to answer this on the internet. Thank you. Come
Yeah,
again.
she's a girl on the internet. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that I guarantee, Blabs, you've had things show up in your DMs that probably shouldn't be there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to do it, Chet. Don't do it.
No. Just don't do that. Otherwise, you're out, like big time out. But I'm saying, like in public. Has anybody?
In public?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Besides, in public, like general public, where the guy, with the trench coat goes, aha!
Yeah, something along those lines.
No, I can't
Okay.
say I've been flashed that way.
I mean, I don't mean to like put you in an uncomfortable spot.
You
I'm
sound
just asking.
disappointed.
Yeah.
No, sadly, I haven't fulfilled that.
I've never been
lifelong
flashed
ambition.
by the trench coat man.
Right?
Man, the trench coat guy. That's like when you think of creepy dudes. Like that's yeah, like,
right.
Dude in trench coat going out with the incentive of with the whole intention of just opening it up and helicoptering. That's crazy, man. That's crazy stuff. And I'm glad that that.
What would Blabs, if that happened? What would you even say apart
I'd
from
probably
"Hello,
just laugh
Mr.
in his face
President"?
because he probably was really small.
Probably.
Oh, you have a mic for an Ike.
Right.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. You guys are like, cringe, Craig. Here's the thing. It's all up here because we're going to transition to the female equivalent of the helicopter here with this next story.
Be careful with that word transition right now.
That's true. My fault. There was another Twitch streamer. This is from this guy, Kai. there's a Twitch streamer party trick, which is pretty funny. And Blaz brought us this story. This is the female equivalent of the helicopter here. This apparently is what's happening on Twitch. That's right. This is what happens on Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just saying I have been exposed to the female version of that now. Just saying it's a thing. So,
and by exposed you mean actively sought out and possibly paid for.
No, Blabs brought it to us.
Of course she did.
That's right.
What? I help the men out. Be like, listen, boobs, here you go.
Look what I got. Look what I got for you. That's crazy. All right. Anyways, whatever. Just wanted to show you that.
Listen, I'm the type of girl who helps the guys see boobs, okay? You're welcome. I'll give you a perfect example. It's at the beach with a whole bunch of guy friends. They saw this woman far, far away in a bikini. Like, oh, she's really hot. What does she look like? Took my camera. Here you go. That's what she looks like.
Good for you, Blabs. way to be the creeper friend who gets away with
What?
it.
They were interested. They didn't approach her, so it's not like we know her or anything. The photo's gone. It's all good.
Way to friend zone yourself. What the fuck?
Oh no, it's fine. I'm okay with it. I don't want to be. No.
Krabs comes in with
They're
a
not
pretty,
trench coat worthy.
No. It's fine. It's good.
I think Krabs is right here.
I'm not trying to say
more
me.
obsessed
I'm
with
like, I'm
boobs.
not crabs and blabs.
No. Krabs, not Blabs. Girls are
Right.
more obsessed with boobs than men. Change my mind. I think that's accurate.
No.
You don't think so? Okay. I'm not a girl. I don't know. Whatever.
No. Sometimes boobs are annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, fuck out of the way. Or like when you go down the stairs, you're not wearing bras. Like, ah. So yeah.
I know. Yeah, I hear you. All right, let's go to this other.
Please, you'll need that for your dangling pendulous balls pretty soon here.
As you get older,
Right?
you gotta go down
It'll
to
be
your-
like the intro to that show, Turning Point.
All right, let's go to our next story here. Where are you at? Let's see. We got more fun here, and we're gonna move away from balls, which is a good thing.
Do we have to though?
Yeah.
All
We
right.
think we're good. Let's touch on this completionist thing. This completionist charity stuff going on. There was another video that was released over the weekend by Some Ordinary Gamers. We saw a video that was followed up by Carl Jops. He released a video towards the tail end of last week. Razor, have you been following this whole ordeal?
I've heard about it a little bit. I have kind of a prior association with Gerard, and I'm not really familiar with his charity streams or whatever the fuck. But yeah, go ahead and fill me in.
Okay, so the long story short of this is these two YouTubers, Carl Jops and Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers, they were tipped off by somebody else, some anonymous person, about they should probably do a little digging on Gerard's charity. And Gerard has done charity streams for the better part of almost a decade now and has raised about $650,000 from his charity. And with the intention of, it's always been sold as this money is going to go to other charities to help with Alzheimer's research and such. The problem with that is that none of that money ever made it to any of those charities, and it's been sitting in the bank account for the better part of its entirety, right? So more or less losing money because of inflation, and it never went to all the places that were promised. So they did a little digging, and they had a call with him, and he's like, yeah, really bad. It's something I wasn't aware of, because he's a charter member of or like a director of the charity, but I think it's one of those things he's more like a front man for it.
Right.
And the argument is, well, was it negligence or was it on purpose? But these other videos have come out, and they talk specifically about another arm that feeds money into the bank account for the charity. There is the Open Hand Foundation and his Indie World thing that he does, which all benefits the Open Hand Foundation. And there's also a golf tournament. And in all of their filings every year, like none of the money for the golf tournament ends up in the bank account.
Yeah, see, that's what is sketchy about this. What I'm hearing that's sketchy as shit is the money's not moving around and the charities aren't being selected that the money's going to go to, but boy, they're making sure they continue to do charity events. Like that,
Right.
none of that has slowed down. I could understand if maybe the charity just slowed down in general and the movie and the money just hadn't been moved yet because nothing's happening with the charity or some shit. But no, they're still doing events, apparently, you're saying.
Yes, and there was one as early as just last month in in November, right?
Christ and a cocksucker. What?
Right. So Mudahar went in and he looked at the previous 3 years of tax filings for it in 2019, 2021, and 22, because obviously nothing happened in 2020 because the world shut down, right?
Right.
So and the big thing was there was a lot of money that wasn't accounted for. In 2019, there was about $14,000 that weren't accounted for from the charity stream, as well as all of the golf money from the charity from the event, which was like $50,000-$60,000. And then in 2021, it was all the golf money wasn't there, including during the streams. He has said, like, look, you use bits, you buy merchandise, that's all going to it. And that's what Mudahar has uncovered as well. But the long and short of it, I think if you were to add it all up, it's probably well over $100,000 over the last just couple of years that hasn't been accounted for. Which, we've talked about this previously. We talked about it with Melanie a couple times. Like, I've never had a bad interaction with Gerard, right? And some people will say, well, you're covering for him. I'm not covering for anybody, right? If there was any sort of malicious intent to this, dude, send him to fucking jail, right? Like, it is what it is. If there was holding on to money and he was looking to extort or exploit or just use it for anything else than what the charity was intended for, fucking send him to jail. Give him a stiff fine and let him find a stiff fine in jail. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know, Razor, your overall thoughts on this. They said you had a previous relationship with Completionist. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's kind of a ditto to yours. I never had a negative. He was a fan of mine, right? But this is before his channel took off, before he found the Completionist formula and then blew up, right? He was a lot smaller than my channel at the time, I think. And he was just a fan of what I did and expressed that in DMs. And we went back and forth. And even after his channel blew up, we still talked a fair bit and never had one negative interaction ever. Once he got in with kind of the mainstream gaming media folks, he had to kick all the wrong thinkers to the curb. So one day I think after the Frosk thing, right? Because he was on that panel when Frosk had her 5-alarm Joe Dirt meltdown.
Yep.
And he was sitting there looking like he was, staring at the Ark of the Covenant. And so I literally checked his social media for the first time ever in a long time, and all of a sudden realized I'd been unfollowed. So that was my only interaction with him, but it was like we had never been cross with each other or anything like that. So I have no reason to believe he was like a scammer or whatever. I think it's kind of douchey and scummy to just kick people to the curb because you want to be in with a fucking G4 network that's not even going to be around for more than 45 minutes if you knew a single fucking thing about business, but that's another story entirely. So to me, it's like, it sounds like he was kind of the front man. It sounds like he was one of many revenue generators for these guys. And it sounds like something sketchy is going on with the charity itself.
Yes.
Like, because the fact that they are not moving money, but they are making sure to continue to accrue it is beyond fucking sus. That's really the indicator of the fraud to me.
I think it's, yes, I definitely agree with you. But I don't think in a situation like this that it's gone on like 1 year. It is what it is, right? If you say, oh, I don't know where we didn't do anything with the money, it's our mistake. Like 6, 7, 8 years. Okay. That's like fraud. There are major issues with that. And, like I said, this would be one of the greatest downfalls in YouTube history, right? If you're talking about a guy who has a very good reputation that has just been more or less imploded on himself. And, we talked about this briefly with Melanie the other day, but he hasn't said anything, and it's because his lawyers are saying you don't say shit. You do not say anything. And rightfully so. He probably shouldn't say something because anything he can say will be used in the court of law. 100%.
If he admits that he's on the board, then he's going to be accountable in some way. If it turns out to be fraudulent, because you can't take any position of responsibility and then not be accorded that responsibility when the shit hits the fan, right? When the shit flies fanward, I'm afraid you're going to get splashed. That's how that works if you're in a leadership position. So even if it's ceremonial, like he needs to wrap that up. If there is something sketchy going on with this charity, he needs to back sideways away from it a little bit if I were him. And I would probably make a public statement. Hey, what the fuck? Whatever. I would get with my lawyer first about that public statement, though.
100%. As Brian says, when the charity says 100% of donations will go to said organization, should we question that? Yeah, absolutely. You should question everything. And this to me is such a bad situation for everybody, not just for Gerard. It's the worst situation for Gerard. But what it does is it makes all charities suspects in a situation like this, because
it does. And maybe it should. Look, I've done a lot of volunteer work. I've done a lot of like stuff like that. And I can tell you there are good charities and bad charities. And some of them are glorified laundering operations. I've been fortunate enough to work with some really, really good ones. But I'm always maybe it's just me, but I'm always a little bit suspicious anyways of people who are always raising for charity, but they never actually get out in the world and do anything for anyone. They never like volunteer. They never go down to a food bank. It's like I want to sit in an armchair and pay someone else to do a good thing. It pays morally to get up off your ass and do something every now and then. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take that long. You're just pretty much out your time that day. And believe it or not, it's a pretty enriching experience as well. If you go down, even working at a simple food bank or a clothing drive or whatever, a Goodwill for a day, like seriously, you would not believe how much homeless people appreciate it when you're working at the, soup kitchen or the soup tent, or you would not believe it. I cannot recommend highly enough that instead of donating to those kind of streams, donate your time to one of those. And they're everywhere. Every major city and even a lot of small ones have food banks, have clothing drives, homeless shelters. This whole thing, and YouTube is kind of complicit in this because now YouTube has the full-on this is a charity stream feature, and I know there's some scammers in that field. I just know there fucking are. So I worry about that.
There's a lot to this, and you're right. I think getting out there and donating your time and going into these banks is very important. For me, I've been looking for a charitable aspect for side scrollers for really since before we got started. That was something that I thought long and hard about. If there's a charitable aspect, a charity we could donate to, but this is honestly, it's caused me to pull back dramatically on that idea. And that sucks because it takes one bad person or one bad idea and one bad story to really screw over the whole group. And we've seen this tale told many times from many different directions. It's just one bad apple. So, or in this case, maybe one ignorant apple, or, so bummer.
Long and hard, Craig thought about it. Like something else there.
A dick.
God damn, you didn't hit the button.
Blabs.
A dick.
He was setting you up. It was like on the tee,
right?
The tee, ready for the tee ball. All you had to do was hit it,
right?
Blabs.
You'll set us up.
Vagina.
Listen, Blabs. Hey, by the way, that needs to be zoomed in on my face. We need to redo that because otherwise it's very confusing because there's so many of us. So the origin of grinding is you're grinding on a dick. Is there anything wrong with what I just said?
Does that make grinder?
I think that's the idea of the app for sure.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh Lord. All right, let's see if we got any more stories to talk about today that are really important. Blabs, do you want to go into the Patrick Stewart thing? Or does
Not really. It was just
Not
a
really?
quick hit saying he might come back, he might not for Marvel.
Okay.
Depends. Because he had a cameo in Doctor
He
Strange.
might be 109 years old.
Yeah, how old is this guy?
He's so old.
All right, let's get to some
Except
super chats.
arthritis.
Let's get to some super chats. First with the $50, or I guess 50 pound? Is that pounds? 50 from Frosty
Yeah,
Zipper
50
says,
pounds.
real talk though, found you all through the Razor Fist connection, but I've stayed for the dialogue. You're a good show with great people. Stay based and keep your preaching the truth and bringing the fun, all of you. Also, glory to Merrick.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Frosty. We're gonna put you on the wall. Let's go.
Balls.
Balls indeed. Let's do that. Blaz, we read
Balls
off
with
some-
full testicle physics.
all the
Whoa.
testicle physics. Oh, there you go. Love that.
Okay.
Let me go. Let's go find a nice color to put Frosty on the wall with. And while we do that, Blabs, will you read off a couple other super chats starting at the top, please?
Okay, so Cesario Japan, I guess, JPN, for $5. The Iron Sheik's Twitter was a great laugh on Twitter. Always going after that jabroni Hulk Hogan. Did I do that right? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thanks.
enough, Blabs.
Oh god, the tisms here. Ulf Hednar for $5. Just played Armor Core 6 or Liza P. Yeah, no, you should play those games. I hear they're really fun.
I guess they're giving away some Armored Core mech-looking Xbox Series X on IGN right
Are
now.
they?
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's some sweepstakes or something, but it looks pretty bitchin'. I gotta be honest, I'm tempted.
Okay.
Lord Spleech for $5. I can't wait for Jeff's upgraded security actually summoning a Bill Clinton flash mob. Can you imagine?
Jeff Keighley's. Yeah. Just all of a sudden, there's a big old flash mob on stage. That's nice.
No one for $4.99. Have the day off so I can watch you guys live for the first time. Hi. Came for Razor, staying for the great conversations. Thanks for the entertainment. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Well, appreciate that, guys. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button if you guys are enjoying it. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button, as we're growing a little bit more every single day, which is awesome.
Miku Huntu 4X bot for $5.
Thank you, Miku.
He cannot read that out.
I'm female. Anyway, I called you.
Nope. Spoonerderg says, I heard Fortnite speak earlier. In my honest opinion, the only things Epic has done good recently was make its engine pseudo open, since forcing Blender to finally implement procedural art tools and put SSRT into Eevee. Spoonerderg, thank you so much. Sorry we used yours just kind of over whatever. Thank you so much.
Congrats on the super chat that served as whiteout for ethnic cleansing.
Jesus. Agamemnon Fireman says, good morning, guys. Love the show. Craig, can't wait to see you play Mega Man 10 today. Well, I beat Mega Man 10.
Yeah, he did.
It was great. It was super fun. Razor, have you considered a sabotage?
Yeah, sabotage.
Sabotage mythos? I find their story and music amazing and yet tragic. Rip the great Chris Oliva.
Yeah, I've considered it. I love Sabotage. They're a great band.
There's so much. I'll tell you what, man. I don't know enough. I love music. I don't know enough about music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically metal. When I was going to the gym this morning, I listened to, to whatever your alternative or rock or whatever. And
Right.
I couldn't tell you really any of the bands that I listen to. If you were to say, give me your top 5 bands, I'd be like, I don't know.
Right.
You know?
It's the kind of radio station where every 20 minutes it's been a while.
Right. Get a little Nickelback. Right.
One of those.
Right. I mean, I listen to the satellite stuff, but Nickelback, I'll say there
I
are
like
some
Nickelback.
there are some good Nickelback songs. I'll say it. I'll say there's some
There
good Nickelback
are.
songs, get you going. Well, I just heard the news today.
You make me not like Nickelback anymore. Thanks, Craig. That's better. Huh? Anyway. All right, you can come back.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Craig.
Shut up.
Fine, I'll do this. Look, ready? I'll swap us and go ta-da!
Cool, great. Go to the corner, Blabs. Read it
Okay.
off.
Oh, you want me to read it off and be in the corner? All
Yeah,
right, that's
yeah.
cool.
Keep your eyes
Wow.
peeking over the edge.
That's fine. All right, Vimarain for
Yeah.
20. Is that like check?
Yes.
Slovakian, maybe? I don't know. 2 questions for Razor. Should I get Conan comic series coming soon from Titan? And
Yes.
which Conan comics of old school should I get and which to avoid? Is there a list? Could you make one? That's more than 2 questions.
Yeah. Savage Sword of Conan is awesome. That old Marvel stuff from back in the day is just bitchin'. And then the other run that I would recommend is the Dark Horse stuff with Carrie Nord did the art on those. The Dark Horse run from like 2002, I think it started, somewhere thereabout. Amazing. Those comics are great. And the new one looks great too, so I highly recommend it. The new guy they got to do the art is basically just worshiping John Buscema, the guy who did the art in the 70s. So he's like basically a clone of him. It's amazing. So it's classic old pulpy skull smashing barbarian comics. It's beautiful.
You know what's funny? I'm sorry. This is pointed out.
And titties. So anyway, continue.
Let's go.
Clipped! Thanks, man.
I realized that I just sang Creed instead of Nickelback. That's who that was. Thank you, chat, for calling me
That's
out.
okay.
On that.
I sang Stained and you confused it for Nickelback, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's all the same, man. Emperor Creatine says, you have been visited by the Dark Lord of Planet Fitness. The pathway to many gains that some would consider to be unnatural is open to you, but only
You
if
just
post
ruined this.
unlimited powder. In the
You
chat.
ruined this so badly, Craig. I don't even know how you can, like, exist with yourself right now.
Shut up. Lover of
like-
Green came into the 10, says, at Razor, have you seen The Amazing Digital Circus? It's an indie horror web pilot that has 100 million views. Plus, it was animated in Unreal 5. Would you consider it a major win for the Iron Age?
Sounds cool. I haven't heard of it though.
Well, hold on. What is this called? The Amazing Digital Circus. Let's find out real quick.
This is gonna have
just
dicks
curious.
in it or anything, is it?
Dicks. Oh my God. Yeah.
This could be anything. This could be a Rickroll. You don't even know.
No, I just YouTubed it, and it has 164 million views.
Nice.
And I'm hesitant to actually show any of it online. I've not seen this at all, but let's just watch just a quick 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Bubble?
That's all right, Kane. I can't wait to see what you've got cooking up for today.
Well, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the show.
Okay. So
Pretty cool.
we'll probably get flagged. But, well, I don't want to dig
It
too much
looks like
into this
a
because
pretty good quality CG animation is what I'm seeing.
Yeah. It's from a channel called Glitch with 6 million subscribers. It has 164 million subscribers. This looks like the guy from Nights into Dreams, by the way. So
Yeah, it
that's
does.
crazy. Thank you, Lover of Green.
Underrated.
Mage Leader says, sup, Razor. Yeah, nice shirt.
Fellow BattleTech fan.
Read it, Blabs.
Orthodox Monk's quote of the day. Doug, honey, you wouldn't hurt me, would you, sweetheart? Sweetheart, be reasonable. After all, we're married. Lori, Quaid shoots her in the head. Consider that a divorce. Douglas Quaid, Total Recall, 1990.
Consider that a divorce.
A divorce, yes.
A divorce. That's right. Talk about murdering things. Jeez, Blabs. It's
I've
horrible.
never seen it, but at least I didn't murder Star Wars quote.
It's true.
Like that's Star Wars, bro.
I don't know anything about Star Wars. You know
You were
this.
like Biden reading a prompter on that one.
Listen, it's not the first time or will be the last time. Crisinator says, hey, Razor, I know you're more into Western comics, but are you familiar with Berserk? It's great in all the ways that makes Twitter cry.
Yeah, I am. I like it. I like it just fine. I think my favorite manga, though, and it was an inspiration for Ghost of the Badlands, the visual style of it anyway, is Vagabond, the samurai comic.
Xander talks about how Godzilla 1 was great, period. Peace. Melody. Okay.
I can't read the emotes.
I don't know what emotes these are.
I don't know.
I've heard great things about Godzilla 1.
Me
Razor,
too.
are you a Godzilla guy?
Never really was. I don't hate it, but I was more of a King Kong guy, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I always
Did
been
they do
a big
a comic
Kong
of
guy.
Godzilla vs. King Kong?
I haven't. No.
Yeah, I think they did Godzilla vs. King Kong a long time ago, like when it first came out. But I've heard really great things about -1 and like the best Godzilla movie that there's ever been. That's what I've heard, because it's very the one consistent theme I've heard about Godzilla -1 is that you care about the people who die, and that most Godzilla movies you don't. You're just like, oh, they're dead, whatever. So
Right.
Labco came in with the 10, says, I own over 4,000 DVDs and Blu-rays from sci-fi, war, western, samurai, noir, silence, and just about anything. I've always pushed physical media as it can't be altered and has to be physically taken from you. Good for you, Lapco. Good for you. That's a lot of stuff. He says, the bonus is you can find great deals at secondhand shops, as Woke Hollywood's Achilles heel is their massive back catalog of genuinely good films that sold secondhand, earn them jack squat.
Indeed. That's the beautiful part. Sticking it to Hollywood by buying off the secondary market.
Suckers.
Everyone will say R and ride the 7 Cs and all of that shit, but it's like, dude, you can hurt them just as much buying used and then actually having a physical copy that no one can take away from you.
Yep. Real quick, we have Blabs put possibly the worst poll up ever today. I'm just now looking at this. For those of you who don't know, the poll on it says, do you prefer V movement or else? That's what it says. There's no reference.
I forgot the second option that you said.
It's either a V or an X. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure, so I said else. It's still the same thing. V or X, V or other. Else. Listen, I am female today.
One or the other. It's degenerate.
Eric's gonna give it to you.
Oh my god.
Stop it. Butchering our. Alan came in and says, checking in. Good morning. Gamer Wars, more like gamer joke. Hey, Bob. Yeah, thank you so much, Alan. Jake says, did Yiffy rip do they count as physical media? I mean, I guess.
I think he means digital rips on a separate drive. Yeah. I mean, if it's something they can't take from you, there's at least that. But I would say having an actual physical object that can be read in a drive is physical media.
Agamemnon Fireman came back with a 1 year. Says, so Razor said he would hypothetically be okay with interviewing RFK a while back. My question is, if given a chance, would either of you go on Joe Rogan? Yeah.
No, I'd really hate to be seen by millions of people. I'd get to tell Joe Rogan he's unfunny to his face. No, fuck, I'd say no. Shit.
No, I'd have to think long and hard about how quickly I'd say yes. For sure. Master Video Studios says, saw Godzilla -1 on Friday, and it's a monstrous masterpiece. Being a biased Godzilla fan, I can't recommend this enough. Easily the best Godzilla movie since 2019's King of the Monsters. 9 out of 10. Very good. Heard great things about it. Matt came in, says, hey all, Craig, loved you on Friday Night Tights. Razor almost done reading volume 1 of Night Vale. Looking forward to volume 2 and Ghost of the Badlands. Godspeed.
Bitchin'. Glad you enjoyed it.
Appreciate that, Matt. Appreciate that greatly.
I'll be honest, I've only ever heard women say bitchin'.
I say bitchin' all the time.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, bitchin'. GJJ came in as a member for 5 months. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. Humble Dirt Merchant says, I was at Target recently. I went past the wheelchair Santa self and saw they added an Asian wheelchair Santa. What? Right next to black wheelchair, right next to BWS. While I was on my way out, I saw that AWS had been thrown in front of the model train. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Did they really add Asian wheelchair Santa? I need to go find out. This is very important.
No.
There's no.
Are you sure Asian wheelchair Santa wasn't just involved in a car accident?
Oh, no. That'd be woman wheelchair Santa.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Right, that Blabs? So that's a joke, internet. That's a joke.
And if Asian wheelchair Santa was coming down the chimney, would that make him a rooftop Korean? Or anyway,
why do they call them TIE fighters?
It's
Extra Zero came in with the 5. Says, I'm the last person to say there should be a law, but we need legal protections for digital goods to protect availability and prevent alteration. Thank you, Extra Zero. Blake's with the 5 says, if buying it doesn't mean you own it, then piracy isn't stealing. Oh man. There you go, Blake. I like your logic. Bronson wants to know, Razor, your thoughts on Sabotage Dead Winter Dead.
I don't really have an opinion on that one.
The Brew
I don't have an
Joe.
opinion on everything.
Why am I the avatar?
Blaz is the avatar for the Brew Joe, who says, when you say sex worker, I say it's a shame Dyson beat them to the slogan, never loses section.
Jesus, Craig. Are you okay?
No, I like I said, I have a hard time reading. You guys know this. Stop that. Stop that. And then we got this one from Spartacus. Says, before we had home video releases, we were subject to the theater releases. It seems like we are heading back in that direction with home digital releases. Buy physical to maintain independence from greedy corporations. Physical is good. We all definitely agree with that. Winterfell says, people that paid for Dr. Pimple Popper deserve to lose it. Thank you very much. That's right. Danielle knows reading is hard. Reading this one from Dan, because he usually gives me gibberish to read anyways. Blabs.
I've never bought movies or shows on digital from a PlayStation store. It's clearly licensing and feel bad for the people who own these on digital. This is why physical media matters. Thank you.
I could have read that one. Thanks, Dan.
What was the problem?
Frosty came in.
Special?
Oh, sorry.
Ooh, oh no, I was saying, whose puppy dog is that?
That's Cicero. I apologize.
Hey, no, don't worry about it at all. No big deal. Hey, I actually have one more story for you guys after we're done here. It's a really important.
Why are you
story.
whispering?
Oh, because I don't know. I don't know why I'm whispering. I don't know why I act at all, but I do have one more story
Is
for
this
you.
a Santa Claus update?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's an update. Do you guys want to hear that now, or should we wait till the super chats are done?
Just say it.
Okay. Razor, we told our daughter about Santa last night, our oldest, and
How old is she?
she's 11. She's
Okay.
She's in 6th grade,
Right.
and I will say this: it was harder for me than it was for her.
Yeah.
Did you cry, Craig?
I did.
Hashtag crying, Craig.
Hey, man, I real men
Little
shed
girl's
tears,
growing
man.
up.
That's why you cry. That was so hard about it. Was like, now she's a young woman and now she knows. But we
I'm pretty
talked to
sure
her.
that doesn't define what being a young woman is. Finding out Santa
Yeah,
Claus isn't
absolutely.
real. There's something else, I'll say. that
Right.
defines.
Long Reach one says 11. She already knew. Okay, she had suspicions, but until somebody actually, like your parents tell you, you don't.
Uh-huh.
And it was really hard because, and the worst part about it was she was talking to my wife afterwards, and she's like, you know what? She said she was like really confused, right? Because she really believed. And that was the hardest part about it, because we have all these, I felt like a jerk because we've had all these conversations about letting kids be kids, right?
Uh-huh.
Let kids be kids. And I felt like a total jerk because that's a really big part of someone's childhood. And I feel like by us telling her, number one, it's the next step to adulthood. And it also removes some of the magic of Christmas.
Right.
And it was really, really hard. It was really, really hard.
So this Christmas season, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to endeavor not to ruin the magic of childhood. Do not dash the joy of fantasy. Instead, I say let your children believe. They'll find out when they're older that their money isn't real. Okay? So let's continue.
But anyways, that was the update to that story. And everything's cool this morning. She was, it's just like you have that conversation and you move on. And but yeah, I felt like kind of a jerk, but at the same time, it was time, because the last thing you want is, you don't want them going to school and being like made fun of for still thinking,
Right. Well,
so.
I got to be honest. I think my parents, I pretended not to know for a couple of years there when I was a kid. I think I remember that. Like, I felt bad for my parents. I had already caught on, and I just pretended I was mum for a couple of years there. And also kind of because I have a younger sibling, kind of for them too. I was like, all right, fine. But anyway.
Right. And I think that's the bigger thing is she has a younger sister as well. And it's like, listen, it is a big responsibility for you now. You know, and you're part of the club, so you got to keep this going, you know. So anyways, yeah, congratulations. Anyways, that was it was interesting for sure. So Frosty came back, says navigating the PlayStation Network store after not using it since the PlayStation 3 days felt like a bizarro litmus test for early onset dementia. And folks, let me tell you something. Thank you, Frosty. Appreciate that. Yes, the stores are absolutely confusing. Matthew says Amazon did this for Amanda Milas's documentary Plot Against the President. Her distributor had an issue with another movie in their catalog, and Amazon pulled all their movies without reimbursement. Bruce says on Microsoft Store, the term currently is buy. Bust out those AV capture card boyos. Tis the pirate's life for we. There you go.
Anybody got an accordion? Anyway, no.
Veggie Bad says, I think this show just outsources. I think this show just outsources writers for to those crappy supermarkets. Love, Blast. Please read for me. I'm out.
Wow.
Craig cannot English
I got
today.
Real fast. This is Craig's brain.
Let's go.
Right. Veggie Bad for $9.99. I think the show just outsources writers to those crappy supermarket love novelists to save money. It's less agenda driven and more corpus wanting to cheap out.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if they had those supermarket love novelists, wouldn't there be a little more action in them? Because those are basically just bored housewife porn, right?
Are you struggling over there, Craig? You can't even sit up. Anyway.
I don't even know what's happening today.
Ed for $4.99 says, is Craig still defending the completionist Ponzi schemer?
No.
Jail and bankruptcy isn't punishment enough for using mom's illness to get rich.
Didn't sound to me like he was defending him.
At 0 point have I defended anybody in that situation.
Yeah. Extra zero for $2. Have you seen the shirt he put his own kid in?
Who?
What's this about?
I'm saying Gerard, maybe? I don't know. Sorry, extra zero. We missed it.
Good Lord. All right. We saw that one already. Dummy Wormy for $5. The gay doctor is going to be used to justify the next doctor being flaming gay. Well, it's true. The new doctor is going to be gay. We already seen him. He's wearing a skirt, for fuck's sake. So whatever. Anyway. Hi, member for 14 months. Garbage media performing badly means nothing. These writers will still get employed and money just gets thrown at the company for the message.
That's not really true. And I explained this in a video where I kind of explained the formulation as it's not get woke, go broke. You're correct in that sense, but it's really these companies are already embattled. They go broke first, then they get woke because they want that ESG money. But then there's invariably that phase where even the ESG money can't make up for it. The ESG funds, many of them are already embattled, right? A lot of them are already losing money. So it is not indefinite. Right? Eventually it does dry up. So it's really go broke, get woke, ultimately croak. That's the formulation.
Miku?
Yes,
for $2. Is that right? Yeah, I did it. Craig, you underestimate Vince McMahon's mind. I'm assuming he means mind.
Thank you, Miku. Appreciate that. Well, now it's Triple H's.
I think that was actually the Indian guy from earlier. That was an Indian word.
Oh, is that right?
Thank you. Come again.
Yes. Sir Isaac Newton.
Sparta Chris for $10. Doctor Who ends after Husbands of River Song for me, because after that's when the show gets loaded down with identity politics and sacrifice the story more and more. Bill was a bad companion. I agree. Lee said every other episode, "Did you know I'm a lesbian? Did you know I'm a lesbian?" Like, okay, cool. The only good thing she ever said was, "Why are you walking around with a penguin looking like its ass on fire?" That's the best thing she said. All right. Melodic method. Oh my god, Razor Fist. It's dot or feather, not dot or hua 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 hua. Indigenous sort.
Hey ho, hey ho. Anyway, sorry.
Oh dear. Okay, oh dear. Who is Hot Blabs for $2?
Great question, Matthew. Thank you.
Tony the Killer Bee for $5. Razor, do you think Trump will actually drain the swamp if he gets elected? I still think he's too easily distracted to actually do it.
I think he's so on a warpath of vengeance, he almost would do it by accident just to get even with people. Honestly. I think he's a creature of unbridled vengeance at this point.
Kyle for $4.99. Remember when my
Just say my
Sharona was DLC and DOA? Had to get the binder out to hide the excitement for inclusion. Jiggling effects activated. Fan service.
Yes. Yep.
My coup for $2. Blabs crabs. No. Goodbye. Bye.
Oh, Blabs
Thanks.
crabs physics. Add it to Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh no. Iron Age Media for $2. Excellent charities have at best a 95% pass through.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I know nothing. The Copper Owl for $2. Are escorts just dick connoisseurs like Taryn?
But by the way, sorry guys. By the way, this is her jiggle physics on
Oh my god.
King of Fighters
Beach balls.
15.
Oh my lord.
By the way, this is a 5-minute, 55-minute video, a 5-minute, 55-second video of
And you know Craig has watched every second of it.
Right.
which currently has 6,000 views.
Hey
Somebody just
Craig, I
uploaded
noticed this video is already added to your favorites playlist. What's going on there?
And watch later.
I have accounted for 5,000 of the 5,700 views, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, my
Hardcore
God.
Bunny for $2. I give money and time to charity. My favorite stripper.
Thanks, Hardcore. Hey, by the way, did you hear about the OnlyFans guy over the weekend? There was this is just absolutely insane. Let's see if I can pull this up really fast because this would just be a real quick hit before we get out of here. By the way, oh my God, this is just crazy. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Blabs, go keep reading while I get to this story.
Olympus Golem of Light for $2. Is Blab single? Asking for a friend. Okay. Master Video Studios for $5. I want Razor's directional debut to be an Alice Cooper biopic. On the exception that Razor also plays the almighty shock rock godfather. All right, my cue again for $2. Glitched by the OG's dude who do SMG4. They got big. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Glitch, yeah.
And then he comes back and says, how much to make Baps? Razor saying, tell me why. Am I Baps? Is that me? Am I Baps now?
Well, once again, usually it's a $100 direct donation or super chat for Blabs to sing anything.
Yeah,
Really? You actually have a threshold for this?
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
Wow.
And it works. I did a great Indian accent last week.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, hold on.
Alright.
Read this one, then I got this story real quick.
Emperor Nero did nothing wrong with $5. Italy just outlawed a lot of manga, including Berserk, and some tame manga just because it has some lewd stuff. Italy claiming it's cheese pizza. Really?
Oh, yeah. Which is odd because, like, Italy has some really racy stuff in their normal entertainment, right? Like, it's
Right.
Italian entertainment is wild.
Okay, I want to show you this story real quick, and this is the most insane thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Ruby Rose apparently is a rapper, and she is also on OnlyFans.
Press
in the-
out.
She was in the video for WAP, which, if you recall, means wet ass.
Wet-ass
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Anyways, so she has a OnlyFans account, and she met up with her
She
number
have
one.
to.
Well, I'll tell you this: she met up with her number one OnlyFans spender. Okay. And let's play the Price is Right game. Blabs, did you see this story? Razor, did you see this story? Probably not.
No, I hadn't heard anything about this. Who's Ruby Rose again? Wasn't she
A dumb bitch.
Batwoman? What the fuck?
This
Batgirl
is
or something like that, right? That she left the show for after one season.
Okay, that's her. Okay, gotcha.
okay. This is Ruby Rose.
Oh
I don't-
no, never mind.
Okay, this is
That's
Ruby
not
Rose.
Ruby Rose. She's got long hair now.
Ruby Rose, that's her. 5 million followers.
Okay,
on
That's
Ruby with an I. Gotcha.
Oh my god.
Ruby with an I.
There's a different Ruby Rose then.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, this one does the OnlyFans. How much money do you think her top OnlyFans spender spent on her last month?
Judging by those photos, entirely fucking too much.
Labs?
50 grand.
50 grand is too low. She met up with them, and this guy spent $62,000 in the last month to meet up with him. And look at this. Does this guy not look like the most like $62,000 guy ever? And it has receipts here. In 1 month, $62,231.70 is
Ladies
what this
and
guy
gentlemen,
sent.
that is the definition of a CUCK.
If you look at his shirt,
Imagine paying $62,000 for a trip to the friend zone.
Listen, only Blabs coming soon to a theater near you.
if you look at his shirt, which is probably the creepiest shirt I've ever seen.
What is it?
Right
What
here it
does it
says,
say?
if I die, delete my browser history.
Oh,
Ew.
Christ. Well, I mean, what's OnlyFans? Like, she's under no illusions about what this guy is, right?
No, I guess this guy is like a crypto billionaire or something. That's what it says on his OnlyFans account. Back to the page, it says crypto whale looking for a queen is what it says on his account. Well, he found his queen, and he's paying the king's ransom for that queen right now. It's 62
Somebody
grand.
tell him about my Thrawn wish list so he can buy me Harry Potter stuff. Thanks, man.
Gotta open that OnlyFans first, I'm afraid.
Ah, man. Only
Darn.
Blabs. Just fund my Harry Potter collection.
Just crazy world we live in. All right, let's power through these super chats. And we have, by the way, we missed a few Rumble rants the other day, and we apologize for that. So we're gonna make sure we get to those as well. Blabs, you can pull up those Rumble rants, or do you have them? Okay.
I can just scroll up.
Okay. The Jackals of Terra Arignatum, thank you, Jackals, says, I wonder what kind of presents Asian wheelchair Santa delivers in Compton.
I think it's just bowls of bat soup, just right down the chimney. Anyway.
It's right on down. Zayder says, Craig, did you check for reading? Did you check for reading disabilities?
Can't even read that.
He couldn't read reading disabilities. Guys!
Can't read.
Try
We
without the sunglasses. Maybe you can't see with those on.
No, I can't read with the sunglasses or without them either. It's okay. I can
Are you
talk
getting
pretty
glasses
okay,
yet?
like good. No. I didn't get any glasses either, Blabs.
Wait, so you went to the eye doctor, got your eyes dilated, and they're like, "You're fine," even though you're like, "I can't fucking
Right.
read."
No, he gave me some eye drops to make them less itchy and stuff. So I'm okay.
Then why
Oh.
can't you read?
Blabs, read this.
Matthew for $5. He's avoiding my questions. Invested in a Meta PC. Thinking about getting the deluxe edition of Baldur's Gate 3 for PC and PS5.
Yeah.
Thought on that's in BG3 overall?
I assume this is
Baldur's Gate.
directed at me. I reviewed Baldur's Gate 3, so if you want my full thoughts on that, I got a whole video on it, and there's lots of dick jokes in it. So
Love that. Go watch
Yeah.
them dick jokes.
Yeah, you know, Craig thinks dicks are delicious. So
makes
it's on the internet. It must be true.
What the fuck is happening? Hobo says, Godspeed, Razorfist. Thank you for the depths of DS9. Worth every cent.
Yeah, that's a series I do. It's I review Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode by episode, week by week.
Com says, did Black Wheelchair Santa give your daughter suspicions?
That's so sad.
It is crazy. Zeej says, is it racist if I purposely put Black Friday sale sings in front of Black Santa?
I think it's supposed to be signs in
Okay,
front
yeah.
of Black Santa.
See, I read things very literally, and maybe that's my issue, is I can't read, and then when I
Sure.
read it, I read like Ron Burgundy. I read horribly.
So wait, if you literally said reading disability and you say you can't read that literally.
Barnacris says, for Craig, behold, I'm Krug, the destroyer of dreams for little girls and the fibber of UFO videos. Peace, man. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm ridiculous. Orthodox monk says, but Craig, Santa does exist. Saint Nicholas of Myra in Lucia, and he was a bishop. He was imprisoned by the Romans for being a Christian and was released after the Treaty of Milan. History. Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Orthodox monks. What we're talking about, like right now, the guy who comes, the whole thing, right? Mercenary came in with the 10. Thank you so much. Says, okay, more word salad for Craig. Anyways, Razor, you're wrong about aliens.
How do you read his chats better than the other ones that are written well?
Okay?
Shut up. They are coming. See, because he speaks.
Lie down.
They are coming from space. The ones at the south is just a distraction. Also, it is all a distraction from lizard people.
You read that flawlessly. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's like you guys have your own language.
It's like
that's just his own language. I don't understand him either.
You're like the Navajo code talkers. Fucking crazy.
Cheeto Dust Crusader says 62K. Did he get a HJ or at least a BJ for that money? I'd like to think so. That's very expensive both for that. Xander came in and says, all the woke people I know loved Bill. I don't get it. The mercenary came in and says, Razor, do Batman I am vengeance speech as Trump.
I don't remember the whole thing, but I'll go. I am vengeance. Frankly, I am the night. Anyway, so.
That's pretty good.
Oh, here we go. Oh, no, here we go.
Oh, no. Shall I try or do you want to try this?
It doesn't matter in what order the letters in a word are appear. The only important thing is that the first and the last letter are in the right place. The rest can be a total mess, and you can just still read it without a problem. Let's go!
But remember, you can't read the word reading disability.
From here on out, if everybody can just deliver it this way, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, Elite Neo. Then we got Frank coming in with the 5. Says, Razor, the dong physics are for people who play the entire game with nude characters.
Oh, I see.
Now we know.
Gotcha. So it's for the learning impaired.
Oh, my God. Andre says, I need a super chat reading duel between Craig and Beardo. All right, sounds good. We'll make sure to get on that. Matthew says, Crypto Bro also has another girl that he's number one simp to. He spent over $106,000 on the other girl.
Wait, dude, in 2023, ladies and gentlemen, the simps are two-timing.
What?
The simps are two-timing girls. He's literally got a side bitch. That's incredible.
What does it take?
What am I doing wrong? Oh, yeah, I have morals on the internet. Damn
what does it take for somebody to give us $106,000 in a month?
All right.
I mean, that'd be really great. I'm just saying. Oh, God. Get a hold of this guy. Mika says, I can't read. St. Croix. Okay. Thank you, Mika. Appreciate that. Matthew says, did Craig take reading lessons from Taryn Gell?
Yeah, that's my editor. He's really bad at reading our super chats, too.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate that. Dog says, it's not a tumor. Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. There you go.
It's not at all.
It's not a tumor.
No.
All right, I got some rumble rants for you.
Read them off. Let's go.
Did you get from the very top or no?
Let's go from the very top.
Okay.
Not a single one.
For $1 says there was a way better awards show on Friday called the Melee Game Awards, better than the Doritos and Mountain Dew Awards this Thursday. And he comes back and
Doritos
says,
and Mountain Dew Awards.
It's true. And then he comes back and says, I'm fine with the testicle physics as long as they're boob physics. Yeah, equality, bitches.
That's right.
Yeah. Bentley for $10. Hey, you snazzy people. I have a rant real quick on Alabama gaining to the CFP over Florida State. I wonder who Saban had relations with to get his team in. College football lost some credibility. What?
Sorry, Shane. That's a sports reference for anybody who cares. Razor, do you have any thoughts on the college football playoff stuff?
No.
Okay. It's crazy. I can't believe Texas got in, for those who cared. Which is crazy. Keep firing, Blabs.
Well, thanks, Hercules Hernandez. He's like, I always knew that Blabs was a lesbian. First of all, I'm straight, but thanks for the $1.
Wow.
Straight spoken for. All right, dude, for $1. Saw Nickelback a few months ago live. They put on a great show. The Dark Horse album is the best, and they have a great cover of Devil. Went down to Georgia.
Nice. Hey guys, we are 100 likes away from 1,000. Do us a favor.
Whoa!
Hit the thumbs up button. We'd appreciate that.
And
Is
I
that
think
all?
I am all caught up. That is
All
all
right.
the Rumble rants.
Oblivious Abobo, Adobo. Oblivious Adobo says, Good Old Games has been trying to push away from their DRM free sales point with the new Hitman having always online features, but got backlashed hard and hid reviews and eventually kicking and screaming said, I'm sorry. I think GOG is done once they stop doing DRM free games. I almost only double dip and buy from DRM free copies of games there. I bet they have a significant number of others who will do the same. Thanks, Adobo. Appreciate that. Abdulio came into the 2, says, when I was younger, I was a fan of The Completionist, but sometime after he and his co-host had their falling out, something changed. Gerard began to feel ingenuine, and all the positivity felt like he was putting up a show like a retail worker. I unsubbed them. Then he followed up, says, if Gerard does end up being guilty, I would not be surprised at all. I don't know how anyone could think he was a genuine guy after joining up with G4. And Durger came in with a resub. Appreciate that. She says, shout out to Razor. Love the recent video. Awesome.
Godspeed, and look out for tomorrow's. You guys are getting video every day this week.
Yeah, man, that's great. So that's awesome news.
It's like an advent calendar of Razor Fist.
Well, yesterday was the first day of Advent. Oh.
Razor Christmas, which is great. I give him on Fireman came in and says, I always wondered why you were named Stuttering Craig. I think reading these super chats have finally answered my 13-year-long question. Godspeed, guys. And Serbia says, why, Craig? Why? Thank you very much for your membership.
Tell
Jeremiah.
me why.
Ain't nothing but sorry. Babs, thoughts on Hogwarts Legacy?
It's shit, and I'll make a review one day. I'm working on it.
There you go. All right. Let's get out
I
of
have
here.
memes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it just
yeah.
me going?
Oh, my.
Yeah. Oh, my.
No. We got a whole bunch. We have to show this one. So this is from Kratos from Friday, but we have to show it.
Okay.
Vote for me is a vote for
Dick.
It's good.
It's delicious.
Good.
Vote for It's delicious. See, I told you guys, Craig likes dick. And then we have this from Extra Zero.
I went down to the local Walgreens, got myself triple, quadruple, quintuple vaxxed. You know,
good.
just to ward off the beer bug. I don't know what people are even talking about. I feel perfectly.
This episode of Side Scroller is brought to you by Pfizer. Sorry, Razor.
I went down to the local.
And then we have this one. What mean for you?
That's awesome.
Comedy. Then there's a Malza meme. Says, "Ah, shit, here we go again." And I think, there's one more. Santa and the Dick Engineers. Oh no.
Oh no. Pull it off the internet. We're gonna get flagged on YouTube.
It's one of the more fascinating aspects of like video game play and addiction is the
like I said, what? I have no problem with adding dick physics if you're gonna have a game.
And it's one of the more fascinating aspects.
That is a fascinating aspect.
Ridiculous. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, guys. Phenomenal show. What a shit show this was.
Why? You're just mad because you got bullied. It's fine. You'll be okay.
Yeah, Blabs the bully. Bully Blabs. There it is. Right there.
Bully Blabs.
It's ridiculous. Just
We're gonna have to get a meme of her as Nelson Muntz.
No joke. Just mean. Yes, that's what I'm gonna put some emotes in there.
Right.
For of Nelson for sure. We got nerd and now we're gonna have Nelson Muntz as Blaz being a bully.
There you go.
All right, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Appreciate you guys popping in. Find me over on the Side Scroller Plays channel in just a little bit, where I'll be playing something. I don't know what yet, but it'll be fun. Razor has videos going up every single day this week. It is the Christmas Razor Festival, Festivus maybe? Festivus? Maybe
it's a Festivus for the rest of us.
There you go. Love it. Appreciate you guys popping in. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Spread the word about the show to all your common sense loving friends. Razor, do us a favor. Take us out.
God fucking speed.